Good morning. Do you have favorite sportsman or sportswoman? I have. One of my favorite sports person is Yuna Kim. Do you know Yuna Kim? She's a very popular Korean figure skater. And she is the champion in many big figure skating competitions, including 2010 Olympic and two-time world champion in ladies singles. Yuna Kim was known as an infant genius when she started figure skating. But if it had not been her great effort, she could not succeed. I think that it is not only her effort, but also her passion for figure skating that made her the queen of figure skating today. And there is a saying, a genius cannot win over a person who makes an effort. And a person making effort cannot win over a person who enjoys what one is doing. I think practicing meditation is the same. Enjoying meditation should become the first concern to a practitioner. So Master Jeongsan, the second head Dharma master of won-buddhism, said, enjoying spiritual practice or the way should come first before achieving the way. So what makes you happy and pleasant? Ordinary people usually find pleasure in eating delicious food, wearing nice clothes, and living in a good house, enjoying nice and comfortable holiday. And ordinary people are interested in sensual pleasure, winning honor and fame. Enjoying these kinds of pleasure properly is not bad, as long as it is according to the middle way. But this kind of happiness is not eternal. On the other hand, finding happiness in spiritual practice is something perpetual. Meditation or spiritual practice purify and empower our mind and nourish our spirit. So Master Daesan, the third head Dharma master of won-buddhism, said, the more one is interested in all worldly desires, the more becomes one farther and farther apart from the way. And an ancient sage said, cultivation of mind for 3 days will last as a treasure for 100 years. But material things which were amassed for 100 years will crumble into dust in one morning. And Master Jeongsan said, if you have good appetite, simple food is sweet and becomes nutrition for the body. But if you have a lost appetite, a good food with delicate flavor tastes bitter and causes indigestion. Likewise, if you follow the way, you can enjoy blessings and happiness by handling well even the adverse conditions. But if the way is not in yourself, you sometimes produce the source of calamity by mishandling even the favorable conditions. Therefore, whether you find the life happy or unhappy depends not just on the external sensory conditions, but on the existence or non-existence of the appetite for the way. Do you agree? I totally agree. So do you have the appetite for spiritual practice? How big is that? Let's think about the taste of spiritual practice. Sotaesan, the founding master of won-buddhism, said, "The taste of the way is as plain and bland as water. Water is tasteless due to its plain and bland nature. But there is no doubt a person with great thirst for it will enjoy the taste." So are you thirsty for spiritual practice? And how much are you thirsty? When you enjoy spiritual practice, we can centered and not moving, and we feel blessed even in difficult circumstances. The founding master of won-buddhism and his disciples' lives are a good example. Michael, can you read the phrase?
The founding master said, "When I was on Mount Bongine, the people following me listened to my preaching, and in spite of the hardships of poor housing, poor food, and heavy labor, they enjoyed a happy life, just being with me and hearing my preaching." It might have seemed to others that they were experiencing hardships and suffering, but in truth they were spiritually filled with happiness and enjoyed heavenly happiness on earth.
Thank you. So even if we have a strong motivation for spiritual practice, it is not enough. Such as figure skater Yunar's case, to be able to enjoy our practice, we need to make a constant and committed effort and overcome difficulties. If we want to learn a language, or if we want to learn playing an instrument or a sport, in the beginning, we have to endure some uncomfortness and overcome obstacles for a certain time. One day I thought if I could play tennis, it would be so nice. So when a reverend went to a tennis court, I followed him 2 times. But I was so tired even to pick up the tennis racket. And I was so bored repeating the same pose, swinging the racket again and again and again. So I gave up. Likewise, I can give up learning tennis or playing guitar. I can give up learning dancing. But it's impossible for me to give up practicing meditation. It's because I believe, and all Buddhas said unanimously, this is the path to enlightenment and liberation that leads me to get the eternal happiness and freedom. Even though I know meditation is so important for me, my practice has undergone many ups and downs. Laziness, delusion, unwholesome desires, old habits, and external unfavorable conditions has obstructed my practice. But I try to enjoy this struggle because this struggle is also the process of my practice becoming mature. And I want to show you this picture of feet. Can you see well? So, who has these ugly feet? Yeah, it's a very ugly feat. This is a world-famous ballerina, Sujin Kang's feat. This is ballerina Sujin Kang. She received the Best Female Ballerina Award at 1999. And she is now 46 years old, but she's still playing as a principal dancer at Stuttgart Ballet. Ballerina Sujin Kang is famous for doing extremely thorough practice, almost 18 hours a day. And she said, if a dancer does not take pain as one's friend, she or he cannot dance. Maybe Abby knows. And sitting meditation is a form of meditation. Sotaesan, the founding master of won-buddhism, said, if one continually practices sitting meditation by using the method, one eventually will enjoy the absolute spiritual pleasure, which comes from being in a true state of harmonious tranquility and of no discrimination. I can imagine that unparalleled spiritual pleasure that the Grandmaster Sotaesan explained. But I cannot actually enjoy the spiritual pleasure until I experience that state by myself. So, Michael, can you read the page?
The founding master said, the regular training at a monastery may cause beginners to feel uncomfortable and restricted while following exclusively the required courses of meditation. However, there will not be a more comfortable or more pleasant life than this when you become proficient at it, and your mind and body gradually become disciplined. Hence, examine your mind to determine whether you are leading a hard or comfortable life while you follow the daily required courses. Those who feel a spiritual life to be hard and troublesome have not sufficiently divested themselves of the karma accumulated in worldly life. For those who do not find the spiritual life pleasant, the door to attainment of Buddhahood is gradually opened.
Thank you. And this is not only applied to training at a monastery, it is also applied to our daily meditation. To enjoy meditation more deeply, making effort and disciplining ourselves are essential. The more we are disciplined, the more can we feel pleasure and joy in practicing meditation. Doing spiritual practice is dealing with our mind, which is invisible. If a person want to collect some money, I think it is very easy for the person to enjoy. It's because the bank statement shows the exact amount of deposit. But it's not easy to know how we have spiritually grown. That's why we practitioners need guides. The founding master said, practitioners must be interested in eliminating their own selfishness and unwholesome desires first in countless trying situations. For beginners, even finding selfishness and unwholesome desire in their mind itself is not easy. One of the reasons is that the mind is invisible. It's needless to say that eliminating the selfishness and unwholesome desires in their minds is very difficult.
Nevertheless, the founding master said, the most difficult task becomes easy if a practitioner firmly makes up one's mind and devote oneself to attaining it. On the other hand, for those who are not willing to pursue it or who give up midway, even the easiest task becomes difficult. If we continue to practice, overcoming all struggles and ups and downs, and if we keep doing it without giving up midway, we can eventually enjoy the practice and the way. At the beginning of this Dharma service, we did chanting meditation, Namu Amitabha. The founding master of won-buddhism said, every time you recite the Buddha's name carefully and earnestly, without a selfish motive, your spiritual power will grow as big as the size of a grain of hulled millet. So all our effort and practice are gradually accumulated. So the founding master requests his disciples, make your spiritual power grow enough to illuminate a village, a country, a nation, and the world. The spiritual power of a sage radiates light across the ages and all countries of the world, as well as through the past, present, and future. According to Master Taesan, the third head Dharma master of won-buddhism, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas find happiness in concentrating their minds. They find happiness in searching for and realizing the truth of ourselves, the truth of others, and the truth of the universe. And they also find pleasure in practicing and carrying out what they know and realized. And Buddhas and Bodhisattvas find happiness in helping others to progress them. When I was studying at the Yongsan Seminary in Korea, all female students did a special prayer together in May. We made one's own specific wish about one's spiritual practice and tried to fulfill that wish in that special prayer offering month. At that time, I never thought the special prayer as a duty that I had to, but I really enjoyed the prayer. I thought the prayer was beautiful. I felt the 1 month special prayer was a kind of festival or a celebration in my journey to Buddhahood. And it's May again, and this beautiful season, let's enjoy meditation and spiritual practice. To be able to enjoy practice, we need to make effort and overcome difficulties. The more we are disciplined, the more we can enjoy our practice. And we can even enjoy the struggle itself. The taste of spiritual practice may not be delicious to beginners, but as you have more strong and earnest motivation for spiritual practice, and as we become more and more experienced, we can enjoy each and every step of our practice and the taste of meditation, the plain and bland but blissful taste. Then let's make our everyday life a festival, opening the door to attainment of great enlightenment. Thank you.